What's up, beautiful people? Hello, hello, hello. Tasha checking in with another video, and this is going to be none other, excuse me, than my review for the Braxtons season 2, episode 4. If it's your first time joining me, go ahead and like this video, comment in the comment section, and most importantly, subscribe to the Redefine Me channel. We have a good, great time over here. All right, y'all, let's woo sigh because this episode was quite sad, entertaining. Some parts was funny, some parts was, a little bit tear jerking for some people. Some parts of their whole dynamic as the sister group that we once loved when they first came out and they were doing Braxton Family Values has totally went down the toilet, okay? And I don't know if this is a entertaining or great for TV or just sad. At the end of the day, I just feel like it's sad because you should never sacrifice your family for a dollar. I don't care what it is. But we're going to get into it. I'm going to be showing photos on the screen as we go along with this review. And y'all let me know what y'all think in the chat, or make sure you like this video and subscribe to the channel. Okay. So let's get into it, y'all. Okay, hold on, y'all. Let me put it on there right. I don't know why. Okay, there we go. All right, y'all. So y'all know last week they had a to be continued from this whole scene that they have been putting in front of our faces for a couple of episodes prior to this. Now, this is where they're sitting down at the table, and they came together because their mother had heart issues, and they found some blockage on the mother's heart, and she had to have heart surgery. So all of them are in the area where her mother is at in Atlanta because of the heart conditions. And so they decided to come together and discuss some things that has been going on within their family, primarily the cease and desist order that Tamar has received. Now, Tamar got me messed up because at the end of the day, she's making it seem like this cease and desist order is going to stop everything she got going on, like her business as far as a singer, every her podcast, everything, maybe show appearances, whatever it is that Tamar has going on. She act like this cease and desist is going to stop everything. The cease and desist, Tamar, was just specifically for your niece coming on your podcast, and really the niece didn't say anything. So maybe the cease and desist actually stuck, because from what we saw, what actually appeared on Tamar's podcast, nothing was said. And so maybe it was because of that cease and desist order. However, I feel two ways about it. Number one, Tamar, on this side, why would you have your niece on the show spilling the family business? Why didn't y'all have a meeting like y'all doing right now at the table and let the niece come and air out all of the business that she had to air out, right? On the flip side of that, it is Tamar's podcast and she can have on it who she wants to have on it. But I do feel like on another side of it, it was a little messy having your niece come out there and kind of spill the family tea, the family business, okay? And she claims that she's not trying to be messy, hurt her family and things like that. But what do you call it, Tamar, when you do something like that? So anyway, they're at this table and they're talking, and Tamar is telling them, I don't really rock with none of y'all because y'all sent me a cease and desist order, and because of that, they tried to mess up my business. And so none of y'all had my back. I did not come to Tulum where Tawanda had her bachelorette party because I was uninvited. Tawanda was like, "Who uninvited you?" She said, "Y'all uninvited me." They said, "No, you said you didn't want to film with us." And she was like, "That actually is not true." She said, "Y'all are trying to ruin my business and take me down." She's telling them that, Tony, especially you never had my back. Tony is like, "How I never had your back?" She said, "My publicist has been working overtime because," she says, "Tamar wants to be more what is that, infamous than famous." Tamar says she has her own publicist, her own people. She don't need Tony Braxton's people and all of that. Tony lets us know that just because Tamar did not specifically ask for her publicist, because of things that she has done as being her older sister and her being little sister, she has worked behind the scenes to kind of cover some things up with her publicist, according to Tamar. Okay. Tawanda and Trina says, we have not sent anything to your house because we don't know where you live at. Trina says they could find your address because they have detectives and things like that. And Tamar is like, well, my house is not even under my name, so how the heck would they find it? Okay, hold on, y'all. 1 second. Got to plug in my laptop. There we go. So she says, how in the world would they find my address or anything of that nature? Because the home is not in my name. So one of y'all had to give my address and things like that. Tamanda says, I don't even know where you live at. Tamar says, I know you don't know where I live at, but I know where you live at because I put your down payment on your house. See, why you gotta go there, Tamar? You went below the belt. You know how people say in arguments you shouldn't go below the belt? In this moment, Tamar went below the belt. If you are helping your sister, that is a help that you did to her, right? That is not for you to now use it when you get mad at her against her, right? So Tamar said she put her down payment down, and Tawanda was like, "Well, thank you, so much for putting the down payment down. I appreciate the gift." Tamar was like, "It was not a gift. I don't give $50,000 gifts." Tawanda let us know that it was not $50,000. It was actually like $30,000, and she said it was a gift. Tamar said, no. You asked me to borrow some money so that the bank could see that you had it in your bank account in order to buy your house. Now, I would say that Tamar is being honest in this moment because if anybody knows about the house buying process or have heard about it, they want to know that you have money in the bank and all of these things. There's a lot of moving parts when you buy a house. And one of them is having money in the bank, and they want to be able to see that it's there so that they can know that you're a credible person to buy a house, to be able to afford this house, right? And so most families do that. They may let you transfer some money into your account so they can show that it's there, and then after you buy the house, you should be giving the money back. Tamar says that Tawanda listed her as a creditor and started, basically taking her money. Okay. Tawanda never denied it though. All she said was, you gave me 30K and not 50K. But she never denied taking the money. She never denied owing her back the money or anything like that. So that's what makes me think that Tamar is being honest in this moment about what happened. We jump to the situation where Tamar is like, so I slept with your man? Do you think I slept with your man, Tony? I didn't sleep with your man. So apparently, word on the curb is that Tony and Tamar both kind of dated the same person. Now, somebody said it was Birdman. I don't think that's true. However, because of what happened in the next moment, because Tamar says that Tawanda, though, she slept with your man. And Tawanda was like, that's not true. Tamar was like, it is true. She's singing her, she swears it's true and all this other stuff. Okay. So Tony is like, you think I slept with your man? Ain't nobody sleep with your man. Do you think I slept with Birdman too? Now they blurred out Birdman, but we know that's what she said, right? It hit a nerve with Tony, and Tony got up and said, don't play with me, Tamar. Don't F with me, Tamar. You don't want to go there. She gets in Tamar's face. Okay, I was like, nuck if you buck is about to happen. In this moment, Tony is gritting on Tamar, looking her up and down. Tamar's like, what you gonna do? Trina jump in between them to break it up. And boy, it just went from bad to worse because Tamar was like, do not put your hands on me, Trina. Don't touch me. Trina's like, I'm not putting my hands on you. I'm trying to break it up because Tamar is significantly taller than Tony and bigger than Tony, right? So Trina lets us know in her confessionals that that's like a Rottweiler with a Chihuahua. Like, you don't want to let that happen, right? And in this moment, Tamar gets backed up by the producers and everything, trying to calm her down. But she goes and pulls on Tracy's wig and kicks her. I said, if the youngest child energy was coming out in Tamar in this moment, it definitely was because you almost tried to pull your sister wig off. As y'all can see in this picture, Trina's holding on for her wig for dear life, and Tony is like, let me. It's about to slide off. But she pulled her wig and she kicked her and everything. And Tony said, I got to get up out of here because this is too much drama. I don't want to deal with this mess. Okay. In this moment, Tamar, she leaves. Tony leaves. But before Tony leaves, y'all, this is what I did not like in this image right here. Tawanda goes up to Tony and says, you know what? Don't even worry about her. Let's call the police. Let's press charges. I said, you know, Tawanda, I know Tamar said some reckless stuff about putting a down payment on your house and went below the belt. However, you're gonna call the police and press charges on your sister. Y'all siblings, y'all having a spat. It ain't like y'all got in a real blown out fight or nothing like that, okay? But prior to this, what I also did not like, now Tawanda is giving me snake vibes, and I'm gonna tell you why. Because I didn't like this moment when she said call the police, and I also didn't like the moment when she tried to say, you know what, I'm not going to argue with sick people, and she was talking to Tamar. Now, y'all know Tamar has had word on the curb that she has had mental issues, that she has dealt with some things in the past, and she's taken medication. That set Tamar off too, because she was just like, I will F y'all up in here. I will F you up, Tawanda. Don't use my mental illness against me because all of y'all need to be on the pills. And I was like, child, that don't make no sense. So Tony said she not about to call the police. Ain't nobody got time for that. She not gonna call the police. She just gonna leave and let that be that. In this moment, Tamar is like, you know what? Y'all sitting up here, y'all hating on me, y'all jealous of me, y'all hoes are hating. And Tamar walks away and she says, I will be hating too, because this is what 48 looks like. Tamar had me messed up in this moment because Tamar, 48, that's how 48 looks when you have all type of procedures and surgeries done if you don't take care of yourself. Because Tamar has had her booty done, her breast done, and her face done. And then she gonna say they jealous of her because look, this is what 48 looks like. Yeah, if you got money and you laid up on a plastic surgeon table, Tamar, so why would somebody be jealous? Y'all see Trina in the background is like, nah, I ain't jealous of you. So Tamar says, I can't believe y'all lying. She said, Tawanda, you know you slept with Tony's man. She said, I swear on your children. Tawanda said, don't be swearing on my children. She gets up like she about to knuck if you buck on Tamar. And they trying to calm her down. I said, Tawanda, sit down. What you gonna do with the daggone cast on your daggone arm? Not a daggone thing, okay? This whole mess with their argument was so ridiculous. I will say this. Tony said Tamar came in there with an agenda. She came in there to stir the pot and she came up in there to be reckless. And I will agree with that because they did not have a moment where they sat down and was able to clear the air. They didn't have a moment where they were able to understand each other. They should have had a third party there to kind of mediate the whole conversation and situation. No, Tamar came in there and she chose violence, and that's what ended up happening. She done kicked, she done pulled hair, she done got up in people's faces. She just done showed her whole butt. Now I know there's a lot of people that are Tamar fans. I don't hate Tamar. I think she has a beautiful voice. I think she is entertaining, and when she is hosting and doing these type of things, I think she does give a certain je ne sais quoi to whatever she's doing. But I will say in this moment with her family, she's straight up wrong about this. She could have handled this in a different way. Now I know the cease and desist, she really didn't care for that. She didn't like the way that rocked out, the way that went down. However, it's a family thing. Tony lets us know though, after all this happened and Tony was getting out of character, Tony lets us know, you know, it's two sides to Tony Braxton. She said, you got Tony that is the calm, cool, and collective. And then you got Tony Michelle. Okay, Tony Michelle was in this clip right here. She says Tony Michelle is a little hood, little ghetto, and she can go off. Let me tell y'all something. The Braxtons is from the DMV. So am I. Okay. And when DMV chicks get mad, it's a certain level of to the top where we can go. Okay. So I understood what she was saying. This moment is two sides. I could go there if I need to go there. Okay. So fast forward from this because this whole thing was a whole hot foolery mess. We get over to Tawanda. Okay. Switching gears. She is still planning for her wedding. Y'all know she about to marry her longtime partner, Sean, and she is meeting up at the facility because some of her ladies of honor, which I hate that ladies of honor mess. I don't know what that's about, but whatever. It's her wedding. She decides to choose it. She pulls up the ladies of honor. She shows up with Trina. She's excited that Trina is there. They're having a conversation because they're just like, you know, last night at the round table discussion, the little knuckle buck fight, Tawana says she don't feel safe with Tamar. She doesn't want Tamar around. She does not want her to come around to anything because she wants to have peace on her day. She says she doesn't know who she's going to get from one day to the next with Tamar. I also do feel that Tamar said that they tried to take her down for years and paint her as this villain. And I would say I kind of agree and believe that because the way when Tony got upset at the argument, the way Tawanda was like, calm down, Tony, you're too classy for this. I said, you know, how so you want to say Tony's too classy, but Tamar's a ghetto hood rat. That's what I was getting in that moment. Even when Tony jumped up and got up, you can see Trina Thompson, you know, it's calm down. To, like it's like they cater to Tony, who is the Michael Jackson of the family, and they're the other siblings, you know. And so I just didn't like that. And I feel that Tamar, where she was wrong in most cases, I do feel like they have treated her like the step cousin a lot of the times. Okay. So while they're at the bridal shop, we pan down over to Miami, good old Miami, because Tony Braxton is going to be performing at the Jazz Fest in Miami. Now, did y'all hear about the Jazz Fest? Did y'all go to the Jazz Fest? I didn't hear nothing about it, but she's performing. She was performing down at the Jazz Fest. Okay. And this was like a year ago, probably. So she's there with her musical director. They're getting ready on the stage and everything. And she's saying that she's going to balance both of the things because the same weekend that her performance is the same weekend Tawanda's bridal shower is. So she says she does not want to let her down again, that she is going to be there for her as much as she can. She's going to spread it thin, but she's going to be there. So the rest of the ladies of honor get there, pan back over to Atlanta where they're getting their measurements at the dress shop. They get there, Tawanda's happy, everybody comes in there, they're all turned up and everything like that. And then we get to a phone call. An infamous phone call calls in, and it's none other than Tony Braxton. Okay. Tony says, Tawanda's like, hey, how you doing? I can't wait to see you. Do you have your whole Bridgerton outfit? Because the theme of her bachelorette party is going to be Bridgerton, okay? Listen, you can do what you want at your bachelorette party. I thought it was kind of corny. I like Bridgerton too, but I didn't like the idea, but hey, it's her bachelorette party. Okay. So Tony says, yeah, I do have my Bridgerton dress. It's really giving the vibes that it needs to give, but unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to be there. And Tawanda was just like, I cannot believe you're not going to be able to be here. What is happening? Why can't you come? She is like, because you know, I got the whole performance that weekend. I'm not going to be able to make it, and I really want to be there, and I feel so bad, but I'm not going to be able to do it. I cannot stretch myself too thin. And I agree with Tony. You know, she has other obligations. Tony is still an artist that is performing. She's still out there. While she still got some of the years left. Tony is like 58, I think, at this point. While she still has some of her years left ahead of her, while she still can hum a tune and she can, her knees are still good. Listen, she's trying to get all the coins she can get, and so sometimes that means that she has to be a disappointment to certain things in her family. What I didn't understand is at this moment we see Trina up here tearing up because Tony couldn't show up. I said, Trina, what the heck you crying for? It ain't like it's your wedding because Tony couldn't show up. But Trina's up here putting on the waterworks and everything, which don't make no sense. Okay. So Wanda is disappointed, but she understands. This woman right here, which is one of the lady of honor, she says that we may not be your biological sisters. What's up, Joseph? Welcome to the live. Hey. She says we may not be your biological sisters, but we're going to be here for you and we are going to have your back and your wedding is going to be beautiful. Don't worry about it. Don't be stressed out. Don't cry about it. We know all the drama that's going on, but we got your back. We're going to hold you down. I said, okay, Miss Ma'am, if that's what you say. All right. Fast forward, moving on. Tamar, we get to her, and she is doing promo. Y'all know she had a tour, and I don't know if the tour is still going on. I have not seen anything about this tour that Tamar claims she's going on. Some what's the name of it? I forgot the name of it. They talked about it on episode one, child. I forgot the name of it. But some tour she going on with October London and somebody else. I haven't seen no tickets about it or nothing. Maybe it did happen. I don't know. But she's doing promo though for her EP. And the EP is a part of the tour, I guess. So she pulls up in this car and they're going to be filming her in this car, getting out the car in different outfits and things like that. Okay, now this is where 48 years old comes in because Tamar could barely get out the car. You may have had your body done, you may have had all this work done thinking you look like you 25, but baby, I don't care how much work you have, your body is not going to lie when it's time to do certain things. Okay, your age is going to show up. So Tamar's up here. She got the photographer going, the creative directors going, and everything, and she's putting up this promo for her EP. Now I will say, if y'all go on good old YouTube and y'all look up Tamar's Tamar what is it called? Hold on, y'all. It's on my phone. I'm about to tell y'all real quick because I watched it the other day and I was like, okay, Tamar, this was not actually that bad. Oh, it's called Heartbreak Retrograde or Retrograde Heartbreak. She did a whole movie and she threw in songs. I guess this going to be released on a new album. And I wasn't mad at some of the songs, okay? And I like the way she put a whole R. Kelly spin on this whole thing that she did on YouTube. Joseph says, side note, Tony looks her best with her short hair. Yes, that's her. Joseph, I agree. Whenever Tony has a short hair, and I don't know if I put a picture up here with Tony and her short hair, but I completely agree. I think I had one, but I took it off. But when Tony gives that short hair, it takes me back in a time warp to 7 whole days. I mean, I just think that is her best style. I hate when she does the longer hair. I don't like it. But anyway, we get Tamar on the set, right? They're taking these pictures and everything like that. We got the photographer. She's giving the sexy and everything that she needs to give for this EP. Okay. This is another clip of her outfit that she had on because when she got out the car, her boobies came out at the bottom. And I was like, okay, Tamar. She was like, well, they knew, so they just got to mind their own right now. I got to get comfortable with them. But this is Tamar right here. And in this moment, I wasn't getting Tamar. She looked a little different, in my opinion, in the face. But anyway, that was the outfit that she chose to wear for this EP. And they did it before they lost sunlight because it took most of the sunlight for them to shoot all the clips because Tamar couldn't even get out the daggone car properly. This is their producer, right? And the producer talked to Tamar. He said, listen, what's up with y'all? Y'all can't be arguing and fighting like this. Y'all are sisters. Tamar said, sometimes you don't like your sisters. He said, listen, we supposed to be getting ready for Tawanda's wedding. We supposed to be filming there. It's supposed to be a happy occasion. Tamar says she ain't going to the wedding. She said they can film what they gonna film and she gonna film what she gonna film and everybody gonna be happy separately. He said, okay, you know what? I'm done with it. It's a wrap. I'm not about to sit up here and keep on getting this cat fight with y'all. Okay. And I agree with the daggone producer. Okay. Let them iron out their own family business. All right. Fast forward, we get over to Tawanda's Bridgerton themed bachelorette party. Okay. Now, again, like I said, it's her bachelorette party. She can do what she wants. I didn't think it was a good theme. Now, I'm a Bridgerton fan. I've seen every Bridgerton, everything. I love Bridgerton too. However, I don't know. For a bachelorette party, and we see Miss Evelyn, she's giving the Bridgerton look. Okay. A couple of other ladies of honor showed up with some Bridgerton looks, and we're gonna get to how Tawana looked. Hold on 1 second. Miss Evelyn said, listen, baby, I'm going to show up. But I wonder what Miss Evelyn is saying because she's been very hush hush about all this drama going on between her daughters. And I could only imagine, even though they are adults, as a parent, I feel like it still is heartbreaking to see your daughters that had this tight bond from the Braxton family values go down this road. Now, I don't know if it's because Tracy is no longer with them, that it's kind of like amped up a lot of things or whatever it is, or if they're doing this for the ratings. I would hope not. But this seems like it's some real drama. It don't seem like it's just for the ratings, okay? And so we see some of the other ladies that show up. They are dressed in the Bridgerton. I don't know if this little headpiece on the right is giving Bridgerton to me. I don't know. I just don't see it with that. But I mean, she thought that that was going to work, and I was just like, okay, ma'am. So in comes Tawanda, and Tawanda is dressed like the main character of Bridgerton. Queen Tawanda is what they're going to call her. It was the purple hair, and the blue dress and everything. It was giving bootleg Bridgerton. Listen, I like Tawanda's dress. I felt like she could have did a little bit more better. But then we get to Trina, and then I really, really was like, okay, what are y'all doing? Tawanda was kind of a little annoyed because she said, why is Trina not here? And why is the other lady not here? They were supposed to be there before she even arrived. But Trina said she had to check on her husband because he just had the heart condition and everything too. And so that's why she was getting there late. Child, look at what Trina has on, y'all, when she got there. Look at Trina. What was this whole? She had a whole little clown suit thing under her dress. That is not Bridgerton Trina. It was sticking out like she was 9 months pregnant. She literally looked like she was about to go open up for a circus. I don't see the women in Bridgerton when they wore them dresses that poofed out like that. They had something under it, but it fell down. It didn't come out like a stomach. Trina looked a whole hot, whole raggedy mess. Not only Trina, I'm gonna need Tawanda to get her daughter together with that hair. That daggone mop that she got on her head that's blue. I don't like it. I know everybody got their own style, but Trina looked the whole hot, ghetto, fabulous mess. Okay. And so we ended it out with Tawanda's bachelorette party, and that's happening. And then after this, the wedding is going to be I guess in a couple of days or whatever the case. Okay, so spoiler alert, we've already got some of the wedding photos, some of the wedding scenery. Of course, Tamar did not show up, which I thought was really unfortunate. I really did think that was unfortunate. Like, I know siblings have beef, but you know, for monumental moments, I feel like you should put your beef to the side, especially because she's never had a wedding. This is her longtime partner she's getting married to. And I felt like that was just unfortunate. But Tamar didn't show up. Tony was there. They had on these dresses that I did not like the color, but hey, it's her wedding if that's what she wanted to choose. Her daughter Brooke even had that blue mop stuff. And I had no issue with her having the twist and the blue in her hair. But you could at least pent it up and made it look wedding. You know what I'm saying? She looked real scruffy. They even showed a picture of Brooke going to the prom with her date, and she still had her hair down, looking like a black ghetto version of Carrie. I was like, what is wrong with this girl? But anyway, y'all, that was basically it with the episode, the this episode. That was my review for it. We're gonna see what happens next week. This stuff is really ridiculous with them that's going on. Tamar to me is doing team too much. Okay, she talking about a cease and desist, and they trying to ruin her business. Child, bye. A cease and desist is telling you not to talk about a certain thing or to stop talking about a certain thing that's about to air and not let it happen. And you haven't done that, but you've still been putting out your EP. You've still been doing other things. I'm thinking she's still on TV or hosting some other stuff or whatever. So, child, cut it out. Because even in the moment when she says, y'all send me the cease and desist, it doesn't matter about me because I know y'all don't care about me, which I think is false. I think they do care about you. They're just sick of your spoiled brat ways, okay, and your dramatic ways, because Tamar is very dramatic. And so she says, I'm concerned about my son. She said she pays a lot of money to make sure that her son is safe. She said that she's a single mother. And I said, pause, Tamar. You were not a single mother because I know Vince is helping her with that baby, okay? You are a woman that is a mother that's single. You're not a single mother. It's a totally different vibe. I was a single mother. I was not married. I did not have a boyfriend. My child's father was not in her life, and unfortunately he passed away when she was about 3 years old. And so I was a single mother. I did not have I had a good support system, but I was the one that was on it and had to take care of everything kind of by myself most of the time, right? So that's what a single mother is. It wasn't like her father was giving me child support and helping me. No, that totally different thing. When you're a woman that's single and you just happen to be a mother, that's two totally different things than a single mother. And so Tamar, when she said that, I said, child, bye. That is not the same. Okay. But anyway, y'all, that's my review. I'm hoping that the Braxtons can repair their relationship because I like them when they have a tad bit of drama, but also can come back together and be sisters and show that love at the end of the day. I don't like seeing drama after drama after drama after drama because they can't seem to get it together. So y'all let me know in the comments, what do y'all think? Do y'all think this is trumped up drama for ratings? Do y'all think this is actually real life drama that's going on with them? Are y'all team Tamar or team the other sisters? Do y'all think that Tamar is doing too much? Do y'all think that Mama Evelyn should, rise up and tell the women, hey, y'all doing a little bit too much. I don't like seeing y'all like this. What y'all think? Do y'all think that Brooke's hair is a catastrophe? Y'all let me know what y'all think in the comments. Shout out to the replay gang, gang, gang. Make sure y'all liking this video up. Make sure you are subscribing to the channel. Make sure your notification button is on and comment with one of those questions that I asked. What do y'all think about it? I also reviewed the Bell Collective and I did that yesterday. That is up on my channel. If you want to check that video out, you can do so. These are the two shows that I am currently reviewing on Saturday and Sunday. I try to come out with a motivational short every Monday. And I am going to get back to my hot topics. I do want to get back to also reaction videos. And there's a couple of things that I've been watching on YouTube that I want us to react to. So I'm going to start doing that as well. I notice when I give a actual day, I kind of, something happens, I'm extra tired and don't stick to it. So I would just suggest keep your notification buttons on, but I am going to be out Saturday and Sunday. Okay. And so I love y'all so much. Thank y'all for joining me. Until we meet again, have a good, happy, blessed Sunday. Bye.